Hey, it's your girl, your favorite paralegal, aka Cassandra Lynn, and welcome to Legal Doc Talk 24/7. Hey, y'all, so this is a Chrisean Rock update. This is in response to somebody asked me yesterday what's going on with the Rama case, and I told them, well, she actually has a court hearing on tomorrow, which is obviously today, and I almost totally forgot about it until I was going through my court docket and like, oh my God, Chrisean had a hearing this morning. So let's hop right on into it. So the last time we met, I believe it was in December, when I discussed the minutes of the court, because it was quite interesting because Chrisean's attorney did not show up and neither did Chrisean. I've explained numerous amount of times that the plaintiff or the defendant doesn't necessarily have to show up in court. It has to be the attorney, if anything. Now, if they were pro se, that's a whole different ball game, but they're not. Um, and so Zeus' attorney showed up, the plaintiff's attorney showed up, but Chrisean's attorney did not show up. And it could have been a number of reasons. As I stated prior, during the months of October, November, December, attorneys and judges, court officials, they all end up going on vacation. It's the holidays, so people want to take breaks. And I know that she had a good excuse and reason as to why she did not show up on December 30th. So when they did show up, the judge ended up resetting the hearing to March 13th, not March 13th, February 13th, which is today. So let's hop right on into the minutes for today. Now, for today, everybody, when I say everybody, all the attorneys was present. The plaintiff's attorney, Zeus' attorney, as well as Chrisean's attorney. Okay. Now, this hearing, as I stated before, was in order to show cause, meaning that they had to show up on February 13th at this time in order to discuss the reasons why they didn't show up on December 30th. So the matters were called for hearing. The court confers with counsel regarding the status of the case. So here's everything that happened. So the Doe defendants have not been identified yet. All right. Now, I'm going to break this down for you guys. When anybody answers, as soon as that answer is filed, preferably the next day or that week, discovery requests are sent out. And that means that when Chrisean answered on October 3rd, 2024, somewhere around that time, plaintiff's counsel then sent Chrisean's counsel discovery requests to answer, and vice versa. Chrisean's attorney sent the plaintiff's attorney discovery request for the plaintiff to answer. All right. Same thing with Zeus. Zeus ended up filing their answer in December, so they will exchange discovery. The discovery is the most important part of the litigation because that is the time that you could collect all the evidence, okay, from whether the counsel is subpoenaing certain people or records, or whether you're obtaining information from the opposite party, okay, or opposing counsel. Now, the reason being that they cannot identify the defendants is probably because nothing in the information that they gathered or received identified any of them, because if that was the case, then I would see an amended a petition on file with more people added to the lawsuit. But all we have right now is Zeus and we have Chrisean, and that's it for right now. um Now, what else it says? Now it says both defendants have filed an answer, so I just covered that. Chrisean filed her answer October 3rd, and I believe Zeus filed sometime in December. Defendant Zeus has posted their jury fees, meaning that they're like, okay, we can have a jury trial. Plaintiff's case management statement represents that plaintiff seeks a jury trial. Now, defendant Malone's case management statement represents that defendant Malone seeks a bench trial. Now, the difference between each one, a jury trial obviously has jurors, right? They are the ones who make the final decision in a case. When you're dealing with a bench trial, it is only the judge. The judge will review everything and he will make his decision. Okay. Sometimes what we do is we file a motion for summary judgment, and that will allow the judge to review all the facts of the case, and then he will make this his decision as to what will be awarded to the plaintiff. It also says that counsel for plaintiff waives jury in open court. Now that's weird because in their case management statement, they stated that they want a jury trial, but then here it says that they waived the jury in open court. Huh, interesting. After conferring with counsel, the court orders the following. So they just said, hey, any party seeking a jury trial is to post jury fees. So they do have some time, but not that much time. I don't have the scheduling order, so I don't know exactly when the deadline is to see what they want, whether it's a bench trial or a jury trial. The above caption order to show cause is discharged. So more than likely, Chrisean's attorney came and discussed her reasoning for why she was not present on December 30th. So it is all good. She didn't get sanctioned or anything of that nature. It is all good. So the final status conference is scheduled for 8/28, 2026, and then the jury trial is scheduled for September uh 8th, 2026, and it's a 7 to 10 day estimate for the jury trial. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody's wondering, why is it in 2026? That is a very good question, and I'm going to tell you. So we have to, when we're dealing with civil cases and sometimes criminal cases, the defendant always going to say, I want a speedy trial, like they trying to wrap this up. But when we're dealing with civil cases, especially when we're dealing with personal injury cases of this magnitude, we want to ensure that we have enough time to gather evidence through the discovery phase, because it's not just about us exchanging written interrogatories or admissions or requesting the production of documents, but we also have to include depositions. We also have to include expert depositions. And in order for them, one, to identify the defendants, they're going to have some time to go through either written discovery or depositions to see, okay, who else are we going to add to this lawsuit? All right. And then once they do that, they still have to file an answer. They still have to give them discovery and so on. So it's like the process resets when you have additional individuals that are added to the lawsuit. So you want to make sure that you give yourself enough time during the discovery phase, because you have written discovery, you have depositions. And then once you have gotten all of the evidence, all of your answers question your wait all your answers to your questions, all the documents you requested, all of the, let's say you subpoena social media, you got all of those, then all of the depositions. So if you have Chrisean, you have Zeus, and no telling how many people that is, and then you also have those 1 through 20. So when you identify those people and they do their depositions, you have to order the deposition transcripts, and you have to go through all of those. So all of that is gathered during the discovery phase, you have to go through it, and you have to make sure that you have all the answers to your questions and everything, so that way you can come to a resolution. And that resolution is done when you are getting ready to go through mediation or arbitration. Okay. And so it's going to take time. It's not something that can happen in 3 months. It's not going to be something that happened in 6 months. You're going to need a couple of months. Now, if they get to mediation and they come to an agreement, this won't even matter. It won't even matter at that point. What they'll do is they'll file a agreed motion to dismiss the case because they settled. But in the event they can't come to a resolution during mediation, then the next step is trial. So they have to go before the judge and let them know if they are ready for trial. So this 8/28/26 date, that's just for them to go before the court and say, "Hey judge, we have done a discovery, we have done depositions, we have done mediation, and didn't come to a conclusion. Now we have submitted all our exhibits to the court, all our witness statements and all this other stuff." And then that's what they will do at that time. And if the judge said, "Okay, y'all seem like y'all good, let's go ahead and move over to trial on September 8th, 2026." Now, it says a 7 to 10 day estimate for a jury trial. Once again, we have to look at how many possible defendants is going to be added to the lawsuit. So they're not going to have, if there's 20 people, there's no way that they can get through, especially with a jury trial, in one day, not even a week. Okay. So that's why they give it a 7 to 10 day, because you might have what, 2 to 3 people testify. But yeah, so that's that. So it's no biggie. It's just a matter of them once again finding out who the other defendants are in the case, amending the petition, getting them answered, getting the discovery request to them, getting everybody deposed, and then going through that before they can even move on to mediation. So it's no biggie. Like I said, Chrisean's attorney is not in trouble. The judge, whatever excuse she gave to the judge, it's fine, because there's nothing out of the ordinary on the court minutes that suggests that the she got in trouble or anything of that nature. So why is it taking so long? Like I said, the discovery process is going to be the longest process because of, one, the amount of defendants that may possibly be added to the lawsuit, but you have to also understand that you have to collect information. You got to depose potential witnesses, you got to depose the defendants, and you have to review that information, and vice versa. And even if you end up getting more defendants, you have to start the process of answering, deposing. So yeah, it's going to take a while. Once again, I'm going to keep up with this. We honestly, you're not going to see a lot of stuff because we're in discovery phase. The only thing, I'm gonna monitor the case, but the only update that we possibly will see is either the petition getting amended to add defendants, or if somebody files like a motion to compel information, or a motion to extend, or request more time. That is probably, I don't see that happening, but mainly the only updates I can see is just the amending of the petition to add more defendants. But I'm going to keep an eye on it for you guys. If you have any questions, definitely drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, you all be blessed, and I'm out. Bye.